Congratulations, Liverpool into the FA Cup quarter-finals. After Tuesday, how important was it to come back here, put in a performance and get the win tonight?
Yeah, very important, of course. I think it was a very disappointing night, especially a very disappointing last 20 minutes of the game. And we had to make something right here, and obviously the FA Cup was very important for us, like always, but obviously especially this season, I think, and hopefully we can keep going. Great win.
Apart from the goals, what felt like the biggest difference this evening?
It's easy to say now, isn't it, because you win, but I think the pace we kept playing. I think there was a lot of 1v1 moments on the side. Rio was outstanding, make life difficult for their right wing back, right centre back as well at times. We kept pushing, and we found obviously the first goal. That changed obviously then the rest of the game as well. It opens up a little bit more, and I think obviously to then score the second and third was game over.
Rio Ngumoha was the player of the match today. As one of the senior experienced players in this team, just how pleased are you for him to have got his opportunity tonight and put in a performance like that?
Yeah, very pleased, very pleased. Obviously we all see day in, day out how a special talent he is in terms of, you know, 1v1s and the pace he drives at players, and he's working hard. He's a good boy, and we're looking after him. We speak to him constantly, and he needs to keep learning, keep soaking it all up, and take it into his progress. Today was a good day for him. Nothing more, nothing less. He has to keep going and on to the next.
With the league title defence not quite going to plan for Liverpool this season, how much more determined has it made you as a group to get silverware?
To get silverware is always our aim. I think I've been very privileged to experience so many good nights and winning silverware with this beautiful club, and that's what we aim for. But this season obviously it's been very difficult for a lot of reasons, and I said it from day one that it was going to be a very difficult season. But we're here now. We make progress, but obviously now and then we are also not doing well, and that's what we have to take in our process. And that's what we did today. We played well. We won on to the next game. Now it's Champions League, where we will focus on a very difficult game where our ears will be tested as well again. But it's nice. It's an absolute blessing to be out there again, and hopefully we can get a good result there.
Yeah, good luck at Galatasaray. Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
Shall we see how they did it, guys?
Absolutely.
Shall we?
Yeah.
We're also waiting for Andy Robertson to come over, so make sure you do come and stay with us because he's going to be joining us in a few moments' time. Let's see the goal, because it was a brilliant goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great counter attack. Again, I thought Wolves could have stopped it on the halfway line, but you take nothing away from the final actions from Curtis Jones and the strike from Robbo.
I mean, defensively, you could probably pick holes in this, Joleon, but because there's nobody behind them, is there? They've only got one thing to do, and that's to close. But what a strike that is from Robbo. He did. I mean, he got swamped, didn't he? There was a couple of players alongside him. But once the momentum of that attack slows down, you think to yourself, right, Wolves have got them under control. But how nobody closes Robbo down there, and it's a ping of a left foot.
We were very critical of Liverpool in the build-up to this game, saying that there's not enough goals coming from other areas of the pitch. And Mo Salah, who actually scored on Tuesday, got an all-important goal today as well.
Yeah, again, Robbo down the left, and it's a great cross and timed of his run. I know it was tight to be an offside, but thankfully for him and for Liverpool, it was 2-0.
Yeah, he, as you say, he was actually in an offside position in terms of where the defenders was, but as we know, if you're behind the ball, then you're not offside, and that was the case here. He was in front of the defenders, but behind the ball. Andy Robertson, he didn't have to overlap too much today with Rio being in that position, but when he did, he made it count. That's a really teasing ball across the six-yard.
I think it's important to highlight Curtis Jones' run there as well, because he draws in the defender, which means Mo Salah's free at the back post. But yeah, his timing of it, his recognition of the line is so important to the outcome of that.
Originally thought it was offside, went to VAR. VAR came back and confirmed that it was a goal. You mentioned Curtis Jones there and his involvement in that goal. He got one of his own, and he did so well with it. It was so fluid. Lovely finish again.
It was a lovely finish on his weaker foot, but he struck the ball so well. He strikes the ball so well with his weaker foot. You'd not know which foot is his strongest.
It's a great assist as well.
We were joking about my dislike for assists, and then that happened. A little. Who gets the assist there? Is it
Gakpo?
Yeah, he gets a little. There we go. A little 1-yard pass, and he's grabbing it. But anyway, somebody gets an assist for that. It was all down to Curtis Jones. Lovely finish.
Look, Liverpool fans that are watching this are going, finally, look, we need to see more like this. Start to get them together. They're into the next round in the FA Cup, and we were talking before the game even kicked off about the importance of this competition for them, Joleon. They're a real chance at silverware for them.
Yeah, it's huge, and Virgil van Dijk emphasised how important it is. Every competition is important for a club like Liverpool. Their objective is to win every competition that they enter, and as I said, with the way the season's gone domestically, this will be huge for them now.
Yeah, especially with what's happened this season. Obviously, Premier League, it's a struggle. Just to get in the Champions League for next season, it will be good. And obviously, they're not in the Carabao Cup, so all of a sudden, Champions League, FA Cup take even bigger priority, and that was big today. Getting into the last 8 of the FA Cup is important.
Well, let's ask one of the players then. Andy Robertson is here joining us. Perfect timing, great to see you. Well done. How important was that rubber? We were just saying, like, you guys, this is such a big chance at silverware in the FA Cup. So tell me how big this win was.
Yeah, it was massive for us. I think Tuesday was not acceptable when we know that. But it's quite rare in football that you get, in the next 3 days, you get to play the same team in the same place and you get to put it right. So I thought today, from minute one, the performance was a lot better. I thought, we had a lot more tempo, a bit more aggressive, and I thought then when we got our noses in front, we controlled the game really well, and that's what you've got to do in, cup football.
We could see how motivated you were. You were the one that opened the scoring, and it was a hell of a goal. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Have a look at this. We're just saying as well, Mo Salah and the work that he did there was quite impressive, but your finish is very special.
It's rare. It's rare. I think probably every Liverpool fan in the stadium expected it to go over the bar. But look, obviously, it's probably a rare one for me. But when you hit it, it's just delighted to see it go back in the back of the net, and obviously an important time in the game.
A rare one for you, but your third goal against Wolves, which is more than any other team. So you must love a goal against Wolves.
I don't mind a goal here. Yeah. I remember scoring here a couple of years back, quite late on, and I think I scored in a home game as well. So. Yeah, look, Wales was obviously a good team for me to score goals, so maybe that was in the back of my head. But yeah, look, just delighted to get the goal, and then we go and get one so quickly after, which was probably the most important.
Yeah.
And it was your assist for that goal, Robbo. Aside from the assist, and it was a great ball, how different is it playing with somebody like Rio in front of you? Because now you've got to start thinking, hang on a minute, I need to sometimes leave him to go one-on-one against his man instead of just overlapping all the time, like you maybe would a bit more with Gakpo playing.
Yeah, look, I think early doors, I just said to him, look, I'm going to feed you the ball and let's see how you get on. I said to him before the game that I wanted to see his decision making this game because he's only young, look, and I thought tonight he was outstanding. His decision making was so good for a 17-year-old, and at times sometimes he wants to take the whole team on and sometimes it's not the right time, but I thought tonight he made pretty much every right decision, and he's a credit to himself. He works so hard. He wants to listen to all the experienced lads. Him and Ione train was every single day, and they're great kids. A credit to their family, and I just think today he really came of age, and if he puts more performances in like that, then he'll just get more and more game time.
He's so exciting to watch. What is he like in training?
You don't want to come up against him, that's for sure. Not in 1v1s anyway. He's he wants to take anyone on. He's got quick feet. He can, he's not scared to take anyone on. But again, it's just just keep going on at him about the decision making, because that's what will make him a top player. He's got everything there, everything in his toolbox to go and have such a special career, and he's already shown that. And if we can help him on the way, then so be it. And I thought today the experienced lads around him helped him, and I thought then he just flourished, and fair play to him.
He got man of the match today, but for the record, Ali McCoy thought it should have been you, which I think.
I thought when Ali McCoy's on commentary and I scored, I thought I would stick on. I can't believe he got it, but I'll give it to Rio. I'm delighted for him.
He probably would have given it to you if you hadn't come off the bench, even if you hadn't played at all today.
True.
What about for the next round? Obviously, you're the first team into the hat, but you talk about how important this run is. In the FA Cup, obviously going back to the Premier League, how much can you take from this competition to bring everything forward in the Premier League as well and just secure those Champions League positions?
We've been trying to search for consistency all season, and we've not managed to find it yet. That's the truth of it. We've been, up and down all season. We've put in some really good performances like we did tonight, but we've also put in far too many performances like we did on Tuesday. So from now until the end of the season, the experienced lads are trying to get, the newer lads and the younger lads to show that consistency. Because if we do that and we play like we did tonight, I do believe we can go far in this competition and we can go far in the Champions League. But if we play like we played on Tuesday, then we won't go very far at all. So it's trying to find that consistency, trying to find, you know, the good performances at the right time. We did that tonight. Now we're into the last 8, one game away from Wembley, and a lot of us know how special it was when we won it in 2022, and you know, we're trying to say to the lads how big the days are out, and you know, we want to feel that again this season. Obviously the Premier League's out of our reach, Carabao Cup we're out of, so we've got 2 to go for, and you know, if we show performances like we did today, then you know, we've got a chance.
Excellent. All right, Robbo, go get warm. Lovely
Thank you
to
very
see
much.
you.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Congratulations
See you
as well.
later.
Great
Thank
to see you. Take care. Let's get some reaction from Arne Slot. He is speaking with Jules Breach.
Arne, congratulations. Liverpool are into the FA Cup quarter-finals. Was that a much better performance than Tuesday?
Yeah, although a lot of things were the same as well. I think in the first 50 minutes we had a lot of ball possession. We're more of a threat than 3 days ago, but still not that we created chance after chance after chance. They had 1 chance, scored 1, so that's an improvement, because 3 days ago they had 1 chance and they scored 2. Again, we conceded in the last minute, but this one didn't hurt us. And after we went 2-0 up, I think the game was much more open, and then yeah, we created a lot of chances. But till the moment we scored the 1-0, which I see him now behind you, Robbo, made a great goal. 20-yard shot is not a big chance, but it makes life so much easier against a team that's defending with so many players so tight and so aggressive. Then scoring a goal like that is really helpful to win the game.
Well, he doesn't score many, does he? But 95 seconds between Andy Robertson's goal and then the assist for Mo Salah. How valuable is he to this team?
Now, very valuable. First of all, because of the quality he brings. Second of all, for the personality he is. He hasn't played as much maybe as he would like to, although he played quite a lot. But last season he played more. But we've signed another very good fullback in Milos Gerkes. But today Robbo had to play, and if he has to play, he always shows up. So did really well today. The second goal was indeed a great assist, but a great lead up to that goal, great attack, in my opinion. Yeah. If the linesman raises his flag for Mo Salah, I always doubt him, because if there's one thing Mo is really good at, is timing of his run and not being offside. And Mo was right, I was right, it wasn't offside.
Well, 17-year-old Rio Ngumoha got his start tonight, and he was given the player of the match as well. The only thing missing for him really was a goal. What did you make of his performance?
A good performance. I think he was even better than when he came in 3 days ago. Kept the ball really well, was a threat constantly. A player that, as we know, because we don't see him for the first time, is able to beat his man in 1v1 situation, and that is something you don't see a lot in modern football. So good performance of him, and that's special if you're 17 years old and you can impact a Premier League game. I know it's an FA Cup game, but 2 Premier League sides. In this manner, that shows that he has a lot of qualities. But on the other side, there's a player, Mo Salah, who he has to take an example of, because being a good player is not so difficult, but being a good player every 3 days, over a long period of time, that is something we're going to work on very hard with him to make sure he can go to those levels.
You said before the game that Hugo Ekitike pretty much has to start every game at the moment. So how beneficial was it that you were able to give him a full rest tonight, and also to see Florian Wirtz back on the pitch ahead of a big Champions League game to come?
Yeah, it's nice to have players available again, not only 12, 13 or 14. I haven't spoken about it a lot. I don't think I spoke at all about that, but now we have them back. Maybe I can say something about it. These same players constantly had to play every 3 days. And then sometimes that impacts also performances. And I think it's, as you see everywhere at Premier League side that have to play so many games, you see more rotation, but that wasn't always able. That's why I respect these players that had to play so much, a lot, and that they could not always bring their best performance. Makes sense to me then. So it's good that today we could rotate a little bit more, and with players coming back and players that came in doing really well, makes it for me easier to rotate, but also to impact the game off the bench.
Well done tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Arne Slot with a big win tonight. Lots of different goal scorers. But also, as Jules was just saying there, really importantly, managing to keep Ekitike off the pitch and fresh because the big game against Galatasaray is only on Tuesday.
Yeah, huge game on Tuesday. And you're going to want to play the strongest team possible. And Ekitike is definitely part of that team. So, yeah, it makes sense to rest him. I know we questioned it at the start, but they got the job done tonight. And there's a lot of tough fixtures there. And as much as the domestic season hasn't gone well, the latter stages of the cup competitions, you won't want to face Liverpool because that's when clubs like this and teams like this produce their best.
How winnable do you think those next games are, Michael?
Very. I think, Spurs aren't playing so well. Galatasaray is not a bad draw in the next round. Obviously, going away to Turkey is never easy. But they'll look at that and think, right, we can build some momentum here. We spoke about Ekitike coming back in. That's an absolute certainty. Great that he's had a rest. The guy that was just stood by us a moment ago, the big question is, will he play instead of Kerkez? Because, of course, Kerkez was rested as well. But I think he should, personally. I think he's been pensioned off far too soon by a lot of people. He's got a lot to offer still.
It was always going to be tough to repeat what you did here on Tuesday. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, I think Liverpool are a bit good, aren't they? I thought we saw the best version of them tonight. Credit where credit's due. They deserved it. They were better. We gave everything, but we couldn't find a way tonight to really, whether it was a counter attack, whether it was with trying to go through them with any build up or even get behind them. It was really difficult to put a dent on them, really. I think the killer moment for us, because we're still, even at 1-0 down, we're still in the game. I think the timing of that second goal straight from our kickoff was a killer, and it almost sealed it tonight. And that was frustrating from us. I think it's the one bit that I'm really annoyed about tonight, because anything can happen. Obviously, we got a goal late. If we were still in it at that, in those later stages, then you never know. But I thought they were outstanding. I can't fault our players. There's levels, and I thought they were at a very high level tonight.
Did you feel that your team, though, could have maybe been a bit more ruthless when you had those opportunities in front of goal?
Yeah, of course. But they're really good. They've got world-class players in every single position. And, could we pull the trigger a little bit earlier? Could we cross things a little bit earlier, ask them to defend more? Of course. But the players, when they're out there, are always making these decisions and they're trying to do the right thing. Sometimes we don't, and sometimes we do. But I'll have to look at it back and see how many times we might have been able to take, one or two more chances. But I've said to the lads in there, look, what we've done and what they've done over the last few weeks, in particular with a lot of the results, they've given some belief. They've changed everyone's thinking and perception, perhaps, of us. And all right, we know now we've got 8 games left, 8 cup finals. Let's try and take this as far as we can. We get a few days to rest now, and then obviously we've got to try and attack Brentford. I don't think we should dampen our spirits too much because of tonight in the cup. We all wanted to try and go through, but yeah, we weren't able to do it because Liverpool were excellent.
Yeah, and that's it. Sometimes the team that visits just have more quality, and it clicked for Liverpool tonight where it didn't on Tuesday. Now the attention for Wolves is going to turn back to the Premier League. And look, 12 points from safety is one hell of an ask. But they've also got big games: Brentford, West Ham, Leeds, Spurs. They could actually have a real say on who else goes down.
Yeah, I think they will. Obviously, with them games and what's at stake for them teams, like you said, it's 12 points from safety, and that's if no other team gets any points, which obviously isn't going to happen. So it's likely that they're not going to achieve that goal. But in regards to the outcome to the remaining teams, they're definitely going to have a say.
He also is looking ahead to next season, wherever that may be. There's a huge motivation, as he said, to stay in good shape. And what he has managed to do recently is really get the spirit back up at Molineux and really connect with those fans again.
Exactly. I think Wolves have got some good players, and they've given problems to Arsenal, to Liverpool, to Aston Villa here in recent times. Their run-in is not hard at all. I think the highest team they're playing is Brentford. I mean, there's no real big teams, no real top teams in the Premier League that they're playing. Now, I'm not saying they can survive, but just the very fact that we're sort of saying, can they now, is quite incredible. One, because of the upturn of form, and 2, because of the fixtures that are coming. But I think that the form is the most important thing. As you say, very, very likely they're going to go down, but really important they don't go down with a whimper. And if they keep this squad together, then they will definitely come back up in the Championship next season.
We've seen other teams towards the end of the road in the Premier League and in the run-in just down tools and kind of one foot on the beach. It doesn't feel like this Wolves side are going to be that, does it?
No, definitely not. Having seen them recently and seeing Burnley, I think they don't finish bottom, which again is not objective of the season, but it's a positive. And like Rob said, he wants to keep a connection with the fans and the players, and they have their own objectives, whether they want to be part of the squad next season or move. So
and it's pride as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No player goes out to lose, regardless of the circumstances. Not these group of players, and none of them in the relegation zone are determined to lose. But yeah, the pride is so important.
Yeah,